And we're live. So, everyone, today I've got a special treat. XRP Lover has decided to join us. And in this particular video, he is going to briefly tell his crypto or XRP story. And I'm going to mute myself. He's going to tell us basically his background, how he found his way into crypto, where he feels like we are today, and then where he feels like that we're headed. And so now I'm going to be quiet and let him share his story. And I've asked him to try and make sure that this is going to be 10 minutes or less. I've got 3:18, so we're not going to exceed. We're not going to exceed XRP Lover past 3:28. And so now I'm going to be quiet, and it's your stage. You're on the clock, and now I'll be quiet. So go for it.
Thank you, Scott. So it's great to be here. So I'm an ex-Wall Streeter. I did 28 years as a trader on Wall Street. So you think I would have known better when in 2018, January the 2nd, I FOMO'd into XRP. Need I say any more? Well, I've been trying to open an account with Bitstamp since November. And they told me it'd be a 6-week delay and then another 6-week delay. And this just went on and on. And I was watching the price of XRP double like every week. And it was driving me nuts. So in December, it went from about 24 cents at the start of December, maybe a little below that. And by the time the end of December came, we're touching $3. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This thing's going to the moon and I got to get in. So I FOMO'd in like a mofo. I put a large amount of money on the table, foolishly. And for 24 hours, I was a genius. It was that good. It went from $3.02 where I got in to $3.80 overnight. And I was like, damn, this is easy. The next day, 48 hours later, I was financially beheaded and never looked back. So at that time, a trader's instinct is this. You always ask yourself the question, would I add to my position? And if the answer is no, you've got to sell immediately. And if the answer is yes, you hold or buy more. So I asked myself that question and I said, no. But I had gone in through a friend who had a Bitcoin account because my Bitstamp account still wasn't opened. And he'd said to me, look, I'll buy this for you. You give me the money, but I'm not trading it for you because then I'll get taxes. So I'm kind of locked into this thing I don't want to be in. So I thought, well, you know, I FOMO'd into this thing. I haven't got a clue. Let me know what it is, this XRP. So maybe I should find out what it is. So I started looking into it, looking into the investors, looking into the partnerships, and my jaw dropped. And I thought, oh my God, this is the holy grail of finance right here. And nobody knows about it. It was a shock. So I decided not only am I going to hold, but I'm going to add. And within about a month, I think the 1 was the big figure instead of 3. So I did ship in some with a $1 thing. Oh my God. But I'm proud to say my lowest purchase has been 0.1216. And I have, from that day in January 2nd, I think it was, 2018, I have probably raised my position times 10. So I'm a serious investor in this thing. Now, my fiance, when we go to dinner parties, always prays the topic doesn't come up because you know what it's like. When you love something like this, you're in like Flynn. And when I start talking about it, because I have absolutely zero doubt, people then want to get in. So almost all our friends are involved in XRP. And I think my fiance is thinking that if this thing doesn't work, we're going to lose all our friends. But Scott, you and I know it's going to work. So where are we at? You know, I make payments. Like I'm from Ireland. You can hear from my voice. I'm from the north of Ireland, Belfast. And so I send money back to the UK and I send money to Ireland. And not only is it slow and annoying, and you never know how much is actually going to get there, but it's expensive. And yesterday, I went to send money from my Citibank account, I live in the US, my personal account to a Citi business account, and was told I can't do it unless I send a wire transfer, $17.50. So if this system isn't bust, I don't know what is. And so where are we at? We're at the point of inflection. We're at the point where I think need is going to meet regulation eventually. The only thing that worries me at the moment, though I'll say this, is I was listening to Kitao-san, the SBI chairman, on Crypto Erie's YouTube. She's awesome. And she put in a translation. So he said he was trying to get R3 and Ripple to work better together because there's a lot of infighting going on. Now, that made me worried. And I would love, oh my God, I would love to see Ripple purchase R3.
That
would be game over. That would be game over. The Quarter Settler is ubiquitous in all of these amazing companies around the world. The whole Italian banking system is about to switch onto it, as we know. And I know XRP is theoretically the favored token, but if those guys are infighting, who knows where that goes? So that was something I would love, to see happen right now. And that kind of worries me that those guys are fighting a little bit. When I mentioned this on Twitter, somebody said, well, what about buying MoneyGram? I think the MoneyGram partnership is not going to have legs over the next year. As regulation comes in and as banks are able to do what we wanted MoneyGram to do as a switcher on behalf of the banks, I think that partnership's going to wane. So, and that's fine. They really did serve a great purpose and will continue to do so until I think the financial institutions get up and running. But, I do see that sort of waning, and I really hope the R3 thing grows. Tokenization, DTCC, all of these things get me so psyched and excited because, man, when you talk about all of the money, it's ridiculous. The other thing I forgot to mention was when I FOMO'd in that time, the first thing I saw about XRP, which I hadn't even bothered to look, was that there was 100 billion. Oh my God, I nearly fainted. I thought, what? I've bought into something with that amount of supply? I really am an idiot. Well, now I'm on the other side of that fence thinking 100 billion really isn't going to be enough. I mean, the price is going to be up there. I'm not a price predictor, so I have no idea what sort of levels we get to, but it's going to be substantially higher than where we are now, and substantially higher from where I FOMO'd in, I hope. So those are some of the great things that are potentially going on at the moment. I think that when I mentioned about Ripple purchasing R3, there's been a lot of speculation also about Ripple maybe getting a banking license. Now, I don't think that's going to happen either, and I'll tell you why. Because for all the non-competes that Ripple has signed, these NDAs with people, or sorry, non-disclosure agreements, I mean, I do also think they've probably signed non-competes. So I don't think Ripple can, take on a Bank of America and then directly compete with them. So I don't think Ripple becomes a bank. But it's very interesting to see what good old Brian Brooks has been doing at the OCC, our best friend, and giving other fintech companies banking licenses. I mean, that's exciting. And that's a huge change and a huge challenge to the system as it stands. I do think that having regular banks involved, initially from the custody point of view, but as we go forward, from an active offering point of view, is going to change this market substantially. Like I mentioned, that I'm ex-Wall Street, and as a trader, we had trading books well in excess of $1 billion and thought nothing of it, and that was, nowadays that's chump change. So believe me, the financial muscle that Wall Street can put to this market is going to make people talk about having your face melted. Well, it'll melt if they get behind this thing, and I do think they will. There's one good thing about Wall Street, and that is it's all about the money, nothing else. So I think there's a really bright future. Now, obviously, not all crypto is going to do particularly well. My largest holding by far is XRP, but I do hold VET. I think that's a fantastic coin. I think that's a great, a great company. I hold some Cardano. I hold some Stellar, because I think if you like XRP, you kind of have to have a little bit of Stellar in there somewhere. And then as my punt for the hell of it, Holo Chain is the other thing that I have. And I just bought it because it was so ridiculously cheap that if it does anything, I'll be happy. So I see we're at 9 minutes and 20 seconds. So to wrap this thing up, I really feel you just got to buy and hold. Trying to trade a manipulated market is extraordinarily difficult, and in my opinion, extraordinarily dangerous. So I think if our bags are packed, and mine certainly are, we just need to sit back and watch Ripple's partnerships. Forget about price, forget about when, moon, watch those partnerships, because the more partnerships that Ripple keeps adding every day, and they are, that's our surety of success. So I'm psyched, and man, I can't wait till this is taking place on your yacht or on my yacht. I don't care whose.
Absolutely astounding. What a fantastic story. And people like you, XRP Lover, are the exact reason why I am doing this, because I want to be able to get everybody's story on video. So 10 years from now, when people ask you on our yacht, and when you're driving up and the guy parking your car says, how in the heck did all of you people, well, it's all right here on this little video, it's time stamped. I saw this before everybody else in the world did, and I took action on it. Yeah, it's fantastic. I love what you're doing. I love that you're putting all these people together, and it's so interesting to see the difference. Like, everyone's from everywhere. Like, I'm a financial background, but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter. There's plumbers, there's, drivers, there's this, there's that. It doesn't matter. Once you see the opportunity, you can't unsee it, right? Right.
So, when you do your homework and you do your research, if you see what I see, that's it. You're hooked. You can't, you're not going to get away from this thing. And as I say, it doesn't matter what background, who you are, what age you are, male, female, black, white, doesn't matter. This thing is for everybody that twigs onto it. And at the moment, we're in such a tiny microcosm of people that even know anything about it. It's fantastic. I have an XRP t-shirt, just the logo, and I walk around. I live in New York, and I walk around New York, and only one time has anyone ever come up to me and said, oh my God, you know about XRP. So I'm walking past thousands upon thousands of people, and not one of them has a clue. It's phenomenal.
Well, XRP Lover, I live in a little tiny little town called Moncure, North Carolina, which is in the triangle of North Carolina. I was listening to the Digital Asset Investor one day on my phone at the little convenience store. And as I'm going up to pay, I'm listening to DAI do his thing, talking about his 8-year-old drawing me a picture. And all of a sudden, this guy taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around and he goes, love me some DAI.
Fantastic. Isn't that fantastic?
So,
it's crazy. It's like we're part of a secret society almost. It's kind of a thrill when you meet someone who does know what we're talking about.
And you just never know when you may run into someone that does know, because even I had someone at a tiny little Jordan Lake convenience store tap me on the shoulder and said, love me some DAI. So you just never know who you're going to run into if you're listening. Yeah, if you're listening to anybody. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up, and then we're going to start another one, and so everybody can hear it a little bit more of an expanded deep dive with you. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I'll send you another link, and we'll come right back.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you again. That was absolutely knocked it out of the park.